What's up? Tyler from Plugged On. I'm here with an album review. This time I'm going to talk about the new album from the Black Dahlia Murder titled Verminous. This is their 9th album. This came out on Metal Blade Records April 17th. It's the follow-up to 2017's Nightbringers. If you don't know the Black Dahlia Murder, they are a death metal band, you could call them. And, you know, I've always loved these guys. They're Riff City. I love Trevor Sturnett on vocals. The drumming's always fucking top notch. And they're always just very fun to listen to overall. And the Black Dahlia Murder have been such a consistent band throughout their career. To me, they're like a Cannibal Corpse or a Slayer or, any band like that. They have their sound and they're going to stick with it. They're going to play in their sandbox, but for the most part, they are consistent. I personally can't picture a world where the Black Dahlia Murder puts out a bad album. That's just me. So, what do I think of this album? I like this album a lot overall. I don't know if I like it more than Nightbringers. I'm not sure where that falls yet. I don't think it's their best album for sure, but I just think it's a damn solid, good album. To me, there's some really just kind of interesting things going on here. They have some interesting, it's just an interesting vibe for the album. And that's the thing I feel like the Black Dahlia Murder's gotten a lot better at, as they've matured in their careers, just having an overall interesting atmosphere for each album. I really like it a lot. And, you start off with the title track, Verminous, which is such a banger of a track, man. And what a punch to the face. I love how that song starts, which then gets the album started. It's like, yes, this is the Black fucking Dahlia Murder, man. It's so good. And Trevor's vocals are going over top of just some really kind of goofy guitar riffs. And one of my favorite parts, or my favorite part of this song is right after the first verse, or first chorus, sorry. And they get back to that really goofy main guitar riff, and then the blast beats kick in, Trevor screaming his face off. It's like, yes, it gets me every time. It's so good. And then, another thing about this album in general, this track, Godlessly is a good one. Removal of the Oaken Stake, Sunless Empire is Brandon Ellis. His guitar solos are fucking awesome on this album. And, they kind of do some of the Black Dahlia Murder things where, they like to slow it down when it comes to doing guitar solos. But I also feel like doing that, gives Brandon a lot of room to play around with, in a way. And there's just some notes he hits on here that are just so fucking great. Sunless Empire is probably my favorite solo, and the way he starts that solo off is so well done. It's so well executed. And, he was great on Nightbringers. I feel like he's even better on here in terms of, soloing. And, I was a real big Ryan Knight fan. I'm like, how in the hell is someone going to replace him? And I think, they're fine. They're fine. Brandon Ellis, he's a fucking shredding machine, baby. I love it. There's just a lot of really good melody on here, too. I like Child of Night, which is really interesting in terms of melody. And Sunless Empire has some really cool riffs going on that are kind of harmonized and really catchy riffs overall. And, it's a Black Dahlia Murder thing. They're all about the riffs, man. And if there's no riff, there's no song, it feels like. But I also love when the Black Dahlia Murder just gets fucking heavy as hell. And sometimes I wish they would chunk it down a little bit. I know it's not fully their style. And they've done it before in some songs, but sometimes I wish they would just slow it down for a second in one section of a song and get fucking gross, because I know they could do it. But Godlessly is really great, and How Very Dead, how fucking heavy is that song? I love it, and Trevor just sounds so good. That dude gets better and better. I feel like his just overall style gets better, because I feel like, there was he used a lot more higher pitched vocals in some of the earlier albums, but now he's, you know, really mixing it up, and man, his guttural sounds so fucking good. And also he just, this album's just produced so well that everything just pops out when it needs to, and is really, really stand out. I mean, it just one example of like just an amazing production part is how Godlessly ends. You know, when they hit, you know, when they just hit that final note on the guitars, the drums, and then Trevor on vocals, it's just, it's like, oh my God. It's just, especially when you have it cranked up, you know, you have some good speakers or something, it's like, oh my God, that just hits you like a truck. It is so good. What a great album. And then, you know, another track I want to talk about, Dawn of Rats, is a great one that has a lot more melody to it. It's an awesome track to end on. Has more of an epic feel for Black Dahlia Murder. It's just such a fun album to listen to. I've listened to it so many times since it came out, and yeah, let me know what you think. Verminous, Black Dahlia Murder. There's not really anything wrong with this album, in my opinion, but I just don't think it's one of their. I don't think it's to me. I'm gonna make a video on it. I have to at this point. I've been listening to so much Black Dahlia that to me, you know, there's 2 or 3 other albums that they have that I would put a notch above this one. But to me, these guys don't have a bad album at all, and this one's just another solid one, man. I love it. 9 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you think of Verminous from the Black Dahlia Murder. Thanks for watching. See you later.